Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a different kind of video today. I'm going to review these pens that I got today when my daughter and I were walking through Walmart. We came across this display with this end cap with these pens, and I have never seen these pens before. I went online and looked, and apparently they've been around a while. I don't know. I just haven't seen them before, so I picked up a couple sets. And some purples, and then just another set that I really liked the colors. They come in sets of 5, at least at Walmart, but online you can get them in bigger sets. They have a ton of colors, but I just thought it would be fun to share these. They are by Uni-ball. They're the Uni Emott pens. I think that's how it's pronounced from what I could find online. Anyway, these are a fine tip pen in 0.4. They're basically a fine liner. But what's really interesting about them is the nib on them. So let me just open one of these up. There's some really unique features about these. Now, at my Walmart, these pens were about a little less than $9 for a set of 5. So, and they come in this really cool case that sits like this. And the most amazing thing about this part of it, I'm kind of a sucker for packaging, but is when you pull them, the pens out, they snap back in. And so you can knock them over and your pens are not going to go flying everywhere. So I just thought that was really awesome. Of course, you could leave them, you know, laying down if you prefer that, but just, you know, to know that they're in there, that little click, I just thought that was really interesting. But the other thing, while I have these out, is the nib. It's a fine tip, and usually when you go, you know, fine tip, you get like the micron pens that have kind of the tube tip. But this is actually, I don't know if that's too close, but it's a plastic nib. It's almost kind of reminds me of the way that the acrylograph markers from Archer and Olive are, the paint markers, but it's just a plastic tip. And so, like, for me, I'm pretty heavy-handed when I write, and so with a fine tip, I have to be it's really hard for me with a finer tip pen because I tend to, especially like microns, they're really easy to bend. And so with this really fine tip on there, I'm hoping that it will mean that I can use these without messing up the nibs too much. So I have just some copy paper here, and I just thought it would be fun. They write really smooth. They don't have any color names, but they do have a number. And then the set has, this particular set is set number 8. And then it shows you the number, the pen number. So, you know, you can compare, make sure you're not getting duplicates or whatever. So they have, so I have set 7 and I have set 8. So anyway, I just thought I would show you these because I just felt like they were really interesting. And so one of the things that I want to test them in is my bullet journal. Now, I use an Archer and Olive bullet journal. So the paper in here is 160 GSM. It's really, really thick paper. So I don't think that these are going to bleed, but we'll just see what they do. Not much bleeds on these, like maybe a Sharpie or something, but which is why I like this particular set of pens. They write really smooth, and you just have to excuse my kind of sloppy handwriting for the moment, but we'll just swatch. And they give you like it's a really consistent line, which is really nice. So, which is kind of difficult sometimes with other pens. I really like that color. And I'm not typically a huge fan of, ooh, that's a beautiful color, of fine tip pens, but I just really felt like these would be good to use. Kind of like this, it's almost like a chartreuse type color. And the other good thing about these pens is, I didn't show you, but the barrel is square. So if you set it down, they're not going to go rolling. Okay, they're going to go rolling, but they're really designed so that you can lay them and they're not going to go rolling across your desk. There's an exception to everyone, I guess. So this is, again, this is set 8 that I just swatched here, and you can see on the back, I don't have any, there's no bleed through there. But I also thought it might be fun to do a test in my Bible. I have color swatches and stuff in the back of my Bible, because I know people like to color a lot with these. I have gesso here, so I don't want to try it over that. And people are, you know, often looking for colored pens that they can do coloring, especially if you have an Inspire Bible that has some of the artwork in there. Some of those pictures are really detailed and they're kind of hard to color, but if you had a pen like this, these fine liners would probably be really good for those kind of Bibles. So we'll just give it a try. Let's see what happens. Now my Bible, my pages are pretty thick. You can see there might be a little bit of shadowing, but there's definitely no bleed through. And this is, you know, probably the darkest color that I have. So you can kind of see right there. But it's not too offensive. And my Bible has pretty thick pages, comparatively speaking. I know there's some other Bibles like Inspire Bibles and that have really, really thin pages, so I don't know how it would work. Obviously, with any pen, you just need to test it in the back of your Bible, but I just wanted to kind of test that out. So I just wanted to, in case you're, you know, like me and you've never heard of these pens before, you might want to give these a try. They're, like I said, they do come in bigger packs, apparently, other than the 5-packs. I guess let's do the, these are all the kind of purple hues, which is purple and pink, which is why I picked them. I actually think these are going to work really well for a Bible journaling kit that I just got. So they're really easy to write with, and they're really smooth. They say that they are, the tips are not supposed to bend, which is great. Like I said, if you're someone that writes and you're really heavy-handed and you write really hard like I do, fine liners can be really, really difficult to use. So these are great because they are plastic nibbed, and these are water-based markers. They're not paint pens, so they're not alcohol-based, so you don't have that smell, which is great too. I like this one. It's almost like a gray purple. That's really pretty. It also says that they are no bleed and non-smearing, and it says that they're water resistant. So let's just give that a try. Do an accurate pen test. So I have a pretty, let's see, I don't have any water in that one. Let me find my water brush. I have it here somewhere. If I could find one that has water in it. Here we go. We'll just see. I'm kind of expecting them to smear, but we'll see. So this is a water brush. You can see it's got water in it. You can tell from my hand there's water in there. So I'm definitely, there might be just like a little bit of movement here, but it's really hard to say. I wouldn't say that they're waterproof, but they're definitely water resistant, which is amazing for a water-based marker. So I don't know. At first I was a little worried that $9 for 5 pens wasn't that great of a deal, but I'm going to use these for a while and see what I think about them. See how the pen nibs hold up with the way that, you know, I write. But I'm kind of thinking these are pretty awesome. So anyway, and like I said, if you like me and you like really nice packaging, and the fact that they snap in there is probably my favorite feature. So anyway, Uni Emott fine tip fine liners. They're 0.04. So I just thought I would share that little bit of information. If you are like me, I have a pretty vast pen collection. I love pens, and so I'm always on the lookout for for new ones. So I just thought I would share my little find today. Like I said, they're not new. They've been out a long time. But they're new to me. So anyway, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye-bye.